gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades.
Hey, what is happening? It's Gas Masks and Hand Grenades. I'm your host, Jeff, and we have been invaded. We've been invaded today from the Finnish connection. The Ghoulstars are here. Well, at least half the Ghoulstars are here anyways. We've got Mr. to my left here.
Markus, Daddy Ghoul, Laakso.
There we go. And below me, we've got a returning victim here, Mr. Markus.
Hi, I'm Markus Makkonen, Hella Ghoul from the Ghoulstars. How you doing?
So we're going to go with Daddy Ghoul and Hella Ghoul when we address them, when I address them. So I know because we got Markus squared here, it would get really confusing. So, hey, we're here to talk to you guys about, and I am a little late and I apologize. I had a little bit of an issue with a doctor appointment thing running late. So sorry to you guys and anybody that's tuning in here. Markus and Markus, Daddy and Hella. First of all, how you guys doing, man? What's the weather like over there in Finland? Is it still cold, or are you heading towards summer?
It was actually sunny outside. I just took a walk, and it's plus 8 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in your currency, but
right.
But it was a nice weather. I actually just got back from the post office because we got some new merch arriving today. So
you got let me do this here. We'll pull you over like that. There we go. Did you get in? You don't have the albums out yet though, because the album, which is coming out on, it says the 15th. Is that in Europe, or because that's kind of weird? It's usually a Friday that things come out. Is it the 17th or the 15th?
It comes on 15th of May.
Oh, May. That's why I was thinking it was April. Okay. Yeah, so we've got a couple weeks before it comes out. It's May 15th, 2026. The Dark Overlords of the Universe from the Ghoulstars.
Go big or go home.
What's that?
Go big or go home.
100%, man. I'm with you. We'll let's show everybody the artwork here real quick so that they know what we're talking about. And the first obvious question, it's not really a question, it's more of a statement, is Gene Simmons going to sue you guys? Maybe. Okay. See, I just put it out there. Now you're fucked. You know what I mean? Because I know Gene Simmons watches my podcast every day, of course, right?
Yeah.
So talk about the cover, because it's kind of, for old dogs like me, it's kind of obvious, but maybe other people wouldn't get it. Am I right? I think it comes from a specific Kiss album, right?
Yeah. Well, I think we all are fans of Kiss in the band, and I think Destroyer by Kiss is the ultimate heavy metal cover artwork.
Sure.
And since basically everything that has face paint on is sort of like they owe something to Alice Cooper and Kiss and bands like that.
Yep.
So since we're sort of like cartoon characters, kind of like the Kiss guys, but not exactly. But anyways, we wanted to pay tribute to Destroyer cover artwork and have us as sort of like these Dark Overlord cartoon characters that are bigger than the earth, so to speak. And I hired this guy that I spent a night at my friend's house, and he had this painting of H.P. Lovecraft that I absolutely loved, and I was like, "What? Who did this? This is so awesome!" And he told me that it's a guy from Finland called Niko Anttila. So I got in touch with him, and presented him with the idea of what I had in mind, and I saw that his on his Instagram he had some paintings or a painting with like stars falling from the sky, and I wanted to have that in the background. And
Oh yeah, that's so cool, man.
yeah, and then
I didn't
some
even though you pointed that out. I didn't realize what that was, but that's super cool looking. Yeah.
yeah, and it totally fits the name of the album also.
Right.
And then there's some space debris under our feet and some skulls and stuff like that.
Well, let me ask you this, Daddy Ghoul. It's so weird. I'm calling you Daddy Ghoul. Daddy Ghoul. Were you the guy that kind of put this band together? Is this because you've been in other bands? Markus, you've been in other bands, and talk a little bit about your histories. We'll start with Daddy, and then we'll go to Hella. Hella, I know some of your history quite good, but I don't know as much about you, Daddy Ghoul. So tell me a little bit about how you fit in, because both you guys are pretty tight in the Finnish death metal scene and the Finnish metal scene in general. So give us a little thumbnail sketch of where you came from and then how this became what it became, the Ghoulstars.
Well, I made a couple of albums with a band called Chaos Weaver, and we were signed to Napalm, and that was sort of like super extremely keyboard laden, cinematic extreme metal stuff with growling vocals. And then I moved on to Laakso, which is also kind of hard to pronounce for an American.
Yes. All Finnish stuff is hard to pronounce for Americans.
Yeah.
Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, we recorded like 3 or 4 albums with that band, and it featured Mikko Kotamäki from Swallow the Sun on vocals.
Oh yeah.
And the drummer from the Ghoulstars. He's the guy that I always call when I have a new project in the works, because he's such a cool guy, and he's an amazing drummer and a good friend of mine. So after and Kuolema Laakso, that was sort of like Death Doom in Finnish. And then I made an album with Her Shadow, which is sort of like dream pop, Twin Peaks soundtrack meets Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
and,
cool.
Then I've made a solo album, which is like gothic rock. And then I, because I've always loved the Misfits and punk in general, like Bad Religion, Sex Pistols, all that stuff. And I just wanted to go and explore this side of my creativity, and just started making music that was sort of like horror punk meets metal. And there's like for example, on the album there's a song called The Wolfman, which in my mind could be like from Entombed or something. If it
Yeah, it's got an Entombed vibe. I mean,
Yeah.
what I said to Markus to Heligool when I finally got through the album, I was like, dude, this is like if you took the cool part of Rob Zombie, okay, the cool part of Rob Zombie, because some of Rob Zombie can be kind of uncool. Let's be honest here. And you mixed it with the Misfits, of course. You throw in some Alice Cooper and Kiss for sure. And what I really hear in this thing with the drum, especially in the drumming, I hear a ton of Big Paul Ferguson from Killing Joke, man. That chugga 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 chugga. Like, I mean, and it is like every song kind of has that chugga chugga riffy sort of drum deep beat sort of thing going on. But there's one or two songs, and I'm trying to remember it. The one is the Wolfman, and there's another one that really reminded me of White Zombie, and I'm forgetting which the hell. It's got that kind of groovy dun 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 dun. Which song is that? Is that Grave Robbers?
Brain
The brain that
Brain
wouldn't
that
die.
refused to
That's
die.
it. Brain wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I dug that one. It really reminded me of why I liked White Zombies. What's that? What's the one with the song we all know?
Las Exorcisto.
No, the one after
or
that.
Astro Creep 2000.
Astro Creep. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just got that vibe to it, which is cool. So, and I'm not a hater on White Zombie. They're okay. They got some cool shit. So,
I love White Zombie. I like.
no, I can tell.
prefer
I
White
can
Zombie
tell.
to Rob Zombie any day, but I like Rob Zombie as well. But anyways, this was such a fun project to start and to do and to record and it's been great to have these friends of mine join the band and actually the singer is the only guy that I didn't know from
Okay.
before, and Markus was the like after the drummer guy I called Mr. Helagul in the bottom of the screen. So if you
Mr.
want to continue
Helagul,
from here.
he has Mr. Helagul has a little history too. He was in one of my fuck. The more I think about it, like all my favorite metal bands come from Finland, I swear. Most of them anyways. But he was in Hooded Menace, which is absolutely one of my favorite fucking bands on the planet. Lass is a goddamn genius. I got to get him to come on my show, but he won't because he doesn't want to be seen. But anyway, but yeah, man. So Helagul, tell me about your history and how you guys. I assume you guys are fairly local to one another, or not?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I would
Quite
have
close.
assumed so. If you're playing live gigs, you got to somehow be within an hour of each other, I would think. So, Helagul, tell us your history a little bit, even though we kind of know it.
Well, I started playing in bands in mid-90s, but because I live basically in the armpit of a planet, so pretty far from everywhere. So it was time before internet was a thing. So I kind of like played in local groups with not much recognition until we got Sadistic Forest going, and we did some albums with Sadistic Forest. And from Sadistic Forest, I got invited to help out Hooded Menace on their live gigs. It kind of got out of hand because originally I was supposed to just sing for one show in Madrid with that congregation, but I like few weeks later I was playing bass in a band and doing live vocals and recording soon, and so it kind of evolved from there. I did one full album with Hooded Menace and Darkness Drips Forth, and since then I've been quite active playing this and that. I had a band called Nerve still going. It's more like a punk meets crust meets death metal kind of a thing. And we both actually, me and my daddy, have actually both been also writing books about music. So this is definitely a band of music nerds.
You are a bunch of fucking nerds. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that. Which, by the way, I didn't
I
realize it.
confess.
I didn't realize it, but well, I'm pointing the wrong way. There we go. Over here, Mr. Daddy Ghoul wrote the Amorphous book. I didn't realize that until I kind of happened onto it, and I'm like, oh fuck, that dude wrote okay, which actually was out of print for quite a while, but I think it's back in print finally again. So I need to pick that book up.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was out of
I
print
just write books. I don't sell them.
Yeah, there you go. What other books have you written, Markus?
I have written a book called Folk Metal Big Five, which was a book about the five biggest Finnish folk metal bands, which are Korpiklaani, Ensiferum, Turisas, Moon Sorrow, and Fintroll. But I was actually just in contact today with the publishers who's going to publish it in English. It has been translated already like years ago, but there has been so many delays. But I really hope that the book will see daylight in English as well.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. I'll have to pick that up. I do want to grab they finally reprinted the Paradise Lost book by David Gelke, who's a friend of mine, and and that Amorphous book. I definitely want to get that Amorphous book. So, but anybody that wants to know about what do I do with it now? I put it back down there. Sorry, hang on a sec. Anybody wants to know everything you need to know about Finnish death metal, man? this is the book right here. This thing is amazing. So, and we had Kim on. That was a trip. That was like a landmine. That was like walking through a landmine.
But that
I
dude
think
is
you know what I
actually,
mean, right?
yeah, that guy is actually a big reason that we got signed to Season of Mist.
Yeah,
So
that's
thanks to
true.
him.
Yeah, Kim's
Uh,
fucking cool as
uh,
shit. There's
Kim's
gotta be
been Kim's been Kim's been helping us out a lot because I played the very rough mixes of the album to him, and then he kind of jumped onto it like right from the beginning that this album is gonna be amazing, and then he started talking about it to people, and one of those people actually just like started throwing lines from A to B, and then those talks resulted to a fact that we started talking with Season of Mist actually. So I think we owe a lot to Kim Ghoulstars for making this happen for us. So
cool.
he's amazing guy, and then like sometimes I think he's also the guy I spent the most time in phone, including all my relatives and my close family. I still talk most to Kim on phone.
No shit.
Like almost like every week.
Yeah, and he
Cool.
used to do vocals for And Oceans, of course, and
Yep.
And Oceans are awesome. And speaking of And Oceans,
And they have
we recorded some vocals with Matthias
Matthias?
from we recorded some vocals at his studio in Seinäjoki, Finland, and he does some guest growls on a few songs on our album.
Yeah,
Now
the
you said
current
you said
the
you didn't
current
know
and Ocean
Arthur.
singer.
You didn't know Arthur before.
I didn't know him before.
And I
Yeah,
gotta say, this is great. LL Cool A. I mean, come on, LL Cool A. Like, come on, man. Guy's name's Arthur, and he goes with that. Like, whew, that's
my
tits right there.
favorite one is the drummer.
I do
Gulio.
like Gulio. I like that too. That's pretty killer too, man. What's how do you pronounce Tony's last name?
Ronkainen.
Man, you guys have fucking weird names. I'm sorry, you just do. Okay, so Daddy, like, how long have these songs been in gestation for a long period of time? Have you been working on them for years or months or weeks, or how before all? Well, not weeks. How's this all come together? Are you in a recording studio? Are you doing it at home? How's that working out?
Well, I'm actually in the room that I recorded the demos at, so I'm in my home studio here. And the thing that started the whole project was that I was taking a road trip with my family, like after a really stressful recording session with Laakso, my previous band. And I put on the first Venom album when we were arriving home. So I was just listening to it and thinking to myself that, man, this is the way to go. Like, three guys are just barely playing semi-correctly and with huge attitude and a huge like directly from the heart. I was like, this is what I want to do. And I made a promise to myself that when I get home, I'm going to write 10 songs in 10 days.
Oh wow!
And something came up on the latter weekend, but I managed to write 8 songs in 9 days, and most of those songs are on this album. So I was feeling super inspired, and at first I thought that this band will be a trio like Venom.
Right.
And the first song that I wrote when I got back home the very next day was a Vampire, which is, when you listen to it, knowing what I'm saying right now, is you probably hear the Venom influences, and it sort of sounds like early Celtic Frost also, and stuff like that. But I don't remember exactly, but I think the second song that I wrote was Grave Robbers from Outer Space the very next day. And that song is, well, nothing like Venom. That's like almost 100% punk without the exception of the C part with guiro or whatever that is.
Right.
This thing.
Oh yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You can actually hear it on the C part of the song if you listen to it. It's that cracked me up because it wasn't there until like when we got the final mixes from Victor from Triptychon, and then I heard actually the Guiro for the first time on the final mix, and it cracked me up. I just couldn't stop laughing because it's amazing and hilarious at the same time. So it's one of
And
those
surprising.
those genius little strikes.
Well, okay. First of all, that looked like some kind of a scary dildo. Number one. Number two. number two. This album is chock full of all kind of cool little horror movie samples and movie samples and little cool. I mean, we're gonna play the opening track to "Ghoul for School," which is man, I could not get that goddamn song out of my head last night. Trying to fall asleep, I kept doing the chorus line in my head. I'm like, fuck, man. Which is great. That's a great problem to have when you cannot forget a chorus in a song. That's what you live for as a songwriter. You know what I mean? You know, I play a little bit too. My shit's too complex, but yeah. So the how did you end up with the vocalist then? Because don't you sing as well, Daddy? Don't you do vocals?
Yeah, sometimes. I
Okay,
sing
so
backups on this album, and I've
okay,
done like lead vocals on my solo record, and actually on every record I sing something.
what made you
But
go with the singer here? Like, for the
we actually played a couple of shows before Arthur joined the band, and at first I thought that yeah, it's gonna have like growl vocals, but then I talked to the members of the band, Markus and Tony, and we all decided that hey, these songs are too good to have just like growling vocals, and we should get like a proper singer. And I was thinking of different people. Actually, in the very early stage, before this was actually even a band, I spoke to Matthias of And Oceans and Fintroll about possibly him doing some vocals for the band, but he lives too far away, so I just scrapped the
okay,
idea.
yeah,
And then I just asked around from friends of mine who play in bands or go to shows in my hometown of Kuopio, and a few of them, including the drummer of our band, suggested that hey, you should check out this band called Thermate, and they have this amazing vocalist called Arthur. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's check it out. And I was instantly like, oh right, yeah, this guy, it would be a perfect match. But he's kind of a ghost because he's not on social media, and I don't know how to contact him.
ah,
So I just told our drummer, who basically works for the same company but not at the same place. But I knew that they were gonna have this trip to Helsinki, that they're gonna drink beer and stuff. So I just hired him to do the talking and lure him into our band. And since he knew that Arthur is into like Danzig and Misfits and all the same shit that we are into.
yep,
Then we decided to, or I invited him through our drummer that come to my place, and he came to this room, and we had way too many beers and listened to my demos. And after the night was over, he was like, "Yeah, I'm
I'm
in.
in.
This is awesome."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, aren't all the best trips to Helsinki beer drinking trips? I mean, I would think they would be, right?
By default, yeah.
I wish I could make it over for one of those trips, maybe one of these days. But yeah, I mean, like, so you guys you're not hiding any of the influences here. They're all kind of it's
Yeah,
a
we're
big no.
basically underlining them.
Yeah, you are.
And
You're
not
kind of
just their
highlighting
bands.
them in yellow highlighter. Like, okay, here's the Danzig part. Here's the Misfits part. Here's the Sex Pistols part. And that's the funny thing. Like, you're talking to a guy. I'm a little older than you guys. I just actually turned 60 last week, which is fucking crazy, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I went to see. This is how you do it as a 60-year-old. You fucking take a road trip and go see Emperor and Blood Incantation on your 60th birthday. Fuck yeah, do that,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Do it. But anyway, so weirdly, like, I don't want to say I'm too old for punk because I'm not, but like when punk was really happening in late 70, 78, 77, 79, 80, like in that 4-year period, I was a kid, but I was getting into Rush, Mahogany Rush, Triumph, like more melodic hard rock, and I didn't quite get the punk thing. But it's kind of funny. The older I get, the more I'm like, oh, this is pretty fucking good, man. And all these songs just have that, like I said, that are you guys, I would assume you're somewhat familiar with Killing Joke at all?
Yeah, I was just actually listening to Killing Joke while I was walking like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just got that Paul Ferguson, that freight train fucking, and you can just, and in a weird way, Arthur's voice kind of has a little bit of Geordie in it, just a little bit, in the more, because it's not like a death metal vocal. It's not a Cookie Monster thing. It's not a black metal shrieky, thing. It's kind of in between a melodic metal singer and a bit more of the Rob Zombie, gruffer Danzig sort of vibes. So that's, it really works for these songs, but every single song is super freaking catchy. I can't sing a line from all of them right now because I've only listened to the album 4 times and it was very condensed, but right away I'm like, dude, this fucking album is just like, this is a fun one where you throw it in the car. Great driving album, man. Like, get on the highway and before you know it, you're doing 140 miles an hour and you're just singing "To Ghoul for School" like as the cops are chasing you. Something like. Don't do that, kids. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But that's kind of that album. And the nice thing is, it's only about 34 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice, quick 1-2 punch to the head. And then you almost got to be like, man, I want to hear that song again. So I found myself backing up and listening to the Wolfman and the Brain That Couldn't Die and two Ghouls. So you mentioned that you played a few shows. And Markus, I think when we talked last time, were you in the band at that time? I think you were, right? Back in October.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I think you mentioned these guys, and hold on, I just got my foot stuck here. That's also happens to you when you're 60 years old. You're not quite as agile as you once were, man. But what's the story there as far as gigging? Are you playing regularly? I mean, it sounds like you're getting some fairly regular gigs.
We're playing
more or less, but
we're kind of hoping to see. Yeah, there's this bar in Kuopio that's like town where we rehearse at, and that's kind of hometown of the band. They've had us as their Halloween house band for already like three years a row, and that's kind of funny because the album is coming out now, but we've been playing there as their house band for years and every Halloween.
Okay,
and then but yeah, we're gonna play all the possible of like all the slots we get, and then I wanted to mention about, we spoke of vocals before, and also being a little bit on the older side is back in the day all the bands used to have several members in the band who could sing, like these days there's barely one, even if not that even. So I think the thing with the Ghoulstars,
Auto tune, there you go.
Thing with the Ghoulstars is that we have vocalists, of course, but we have like 3 guys in the band who can sing,
right?
And then that takes things to nicely on the way of, things used to be with Kiss or Uriah Heep or bands like that back in the day. But also, if you think of Bad Religion, that's also the same thing there. The
Yeah.
backing vocals on Religion albums are amazing. So
Well, you could. One thing I forgot to mention was we kind of forgot to mention that there is a strong 80s. I don't want to call it glam and hair metal vibe, but there is some of that in here. You got some Twisted Sisterisms, where you got the gang shouted vocals where you're all coming in the chorus, which it really works. I mean, that's not a death metal thing, right? It's not a black metal thing. It's more a heavy metal thing. So this is more like a heavy metal band versus what we're typically talking about coming out of, you're either in Finland, it seems like most bands are either straight up death metal, Finnish death metal, which is weird and angular and fucked up and sounds like no other death metal, right? Or you got the rarer Finnish black metal bands, but then you got the bands that, well, for example, Hooded Menace now. I mean, the last album, Lacrimose, is super fucking catchy. It's still deathy, but it's super freaking catchy. And they're doing a cover of, Duran Duran. It's like
One of the best covers I've heard in years.
oh, it's so fucking good, man. It's so good. Yeah, I mean that's a stroke of genius there with Lhasa just coming up with that arrangement, the way that it works so good, and kudos to Hari, great performances there. I was going to ask you, since you're doing this material live, I assume you're also doing covers or no?
Yeah, we gotta play
yeah.
covers because our album is only
Right.
34 minutes, as you said.
So tell me some of the covers you're doing.
Well, it might not come as a surprise, but we played some Misfits, and we actually played a whole set of Misfits covers once because a friend of mine who sings for Dark Woods My Betrothed with Tuomas Holopainen from Nightwish on keyboards and Kai Hahto, a crazy ass drummer playing drums. He turned 50, so we played a surprise Misfits cover set for him. I think there was like 10 songs or something like that. And so we've been playing a lot of Misfits tunes.
So it was a 10-minute set? 10 songs, 10 minutes, I mean, right? It's like 1 minute songs,
like
right? Wait, that was the Napalm Death set. Never mind. Forget.
Yeah.
Like, for example, one of our live favorites have been London Dungeon because it's kind of doomy. And a lot of other. We've actually played one song without Glenn Danzig, one Misfits song, "Dig Up Her Bones." And
was that Jerry? Was that Jerry or who did that?
Yeah,
one?
yeah. And then we've been playing Sign of the Wolf by Pentagram, which works very well with this band.
Yeah,
really.
Actually, yeah, it's the way Arthur sings it. It's actually really, really cool. It's kind of like Bobby Liebling meets Rob Zombie kind of vibe to it, and it sounds amazing. We played a little bit, maybe a bit faster and maybe a bit more straightforward, but it fits to the overall concept of a band, and it works really well live. So and I get to play some 70s bass licks on that song.
Nice.
So
Markus,
then we did a couple of
song that you get the bass solo in. You got a bass solo in one of these songs? I forget which song it is. Where you just go off.
Zombie Apocalypse, I think.
That's it. Yep.
And then that's funny thing because it's actually Daddy Ghoul wrote the bass lead on the demo, and we kind of just like kept it that way because there's nothing to meddle around it. Some of the bass lines I altered a bit, but that is like 100% the way it was on the demo. So it was just, I think it's almost like a melodic element rather than a bass solo. So it serves its purpose like a guitar lead almost.
Yeah,
I want
well,
to.
guitarist did it, so
Yeah,
I wrote it. So.
yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I play a lot of stuff too, like really like arpeggiated stuff like that. And I have a Spectre over here. I love playing bass, man. Like I actually love playing bass more than I love guitar sometimes. And because I play a lot, I play mostly finger style. So it's like once you get in there, before long, I find myself doing like 70s funk jams.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of playing bass, I was like blown away when I read this article or an interview with Zach Wilde, and Zach Wilde told the reporter that he writes music with bass, not guitar. I was like,
Wow.
what the hell? That's surprising because he's
Yeah.
such a shredder.
Yeah, that is surprising. I mean, boy,
He-
I don't know if you guys have ever watched interviews with Zach, but man,
Yeah,
I
sometimes.
I would love to have him on, but man, I don't. Between the two of us and our OCD, or not our OCD, our ADD, we'd be like off on so many fucking tangents. It'd be like a 42-hour fucking interview or something like that. But I wanted to read a quote here, that V Santura, who by the way, Victor, anybody that knows, man, what a cool guy. I've had him on. He's awesome. Really, really fun guy. The record is unique, catchy, and a really fun listen. That really kind of encapsulates what this is. I mean, we're not talking Dream Theater here. We're not talking, fucking Emperor. We're just talking a lot, just good, fun, riffy, but very memorable, but pretty easy songs. And I'm not saying that to minimize like the writing of the songs. They're easy because they're catchy. They get in your head and you're like, you just I would imagine that going to a show with you guys, a show of you guys, is really, really fun. I mean, I don't know, like what size crowds are you drawing? Do you mind talking about that or?
Well,
think-
we haven't released the album yet, but we've been fortunate to open for bigger bands, like for example Taneli Jarva's band, the guy
Oh
who
yeah,
used to
yeah.
sing for Sentenced. We
Yeah,
played a show
Tonelli.
with
Yeah,
him.
I know Tonelli a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we played with some big Finnish punk guys called Nyrkki Tappelu, who are like one of the biggest punk bands in Finland at the times.
Oh wow.
So I don't know, from sort of like 100 to a few hundred.
Oh nice.
Yeah, but that's pretty good for not
Hell yeah.
releasing a record yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Or actually before releasing even a single track or a demo or anything. So, and we've been like headlining on shows where bands that have released an album have been open.
Where are you again? Where are you located again? You said the name of the city.
It's called Kuopio. It's sort of like a central part of
You're in the
Finland.
middle of Finland then?
Yeah.
And
Very
Helsinki's
middle,
down low,
yeah.
right? Helsinki's down.
Yeah, Helsinki is like 400 kilometers south of Kuopio.
And then what's the bit? Is it Örebro,
Lapland.
Sweden? What is it?
Lapland is up north.
That's
So
kind of the big
it's
city
a
up
long
north.
way from Lapland, but
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you basically put your finger right in the middle of Finland, that's where we are at. Basically, it's a very easy way to put it that way. So it's very central position when thinking of it's as far, everywhere. So we have to
Right,
drive
right.
everywhere
we
like
even
hours.
hit a bullseye with our location.
Have you gotten over to Sweden yet, or not yet?
No, we
No,
haven't
no,
played
no, no,
outside
yeah.
Finland yet.
Outside Finland.
But
And what-
we truly hope to tour Europe.
What's the distance like from top to bottom on Finland? Is that like a 6-hour drive or more?
No. That's like I don't know, 14 hours or
Oh
something.
fuck!
Yeah.
Okay,
Really,
so, wow.
It's actually
Way more.
a big country, like geographically. Only
Right.
5.7 million people live here, but the space is actually quite large.
Okay, so there's a lot of open space though, like a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Very low like density of people density is quite low in most of the
Okay.
parts. When you think of the 5.7 million people, about 1 million live in Helsinki area of Finland, so it's pretty empty outside. So yeah, but like where I live at, it's I think it's 11 people. So
Holy
it's
shit.
like living. So it's like living in
I've seen
Alaska
some
in
of
a
your
way.
pictures. You are out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I've seen your pictures that
Yeah.
you post. That they're killer, man. Those
And so
man,
yeah, so is V Santura. Well, he lives in
Germany.
quite near Munich
Yep.
in Germany, and I've made some records at his studio, and he mixed this album and mastered it. But he truly lives in the middle of
Oh,
nowhere,
no kidding, really? Okay.
and it's not even like, I think it's like sort of, is it like called settlement or something, like tiny village with just a
Wow.
few dogs and a couple of people, just like Markus.
Yeah, that you guys are pioneers. The funny thing about Finland is 5.7 million people, of which 4.7 are in some kind of metal band. So it's
Yeah,
it's
and
fucking weird.
most of those guys even have like 2 or 3 bands.
Right, exactly. They're all in a bunch of different bands. Yeah. None of them really making lots of money, but they're still fucking out there raging hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You were talking about Emperor. I'm actually writing like sort of emperorish black metal stuff at
oh,
the moment.
cool.
Not for the Ghoulstars, but I have this.
Not the Ghoulstars. Yeah, Ghoulstars, that would be a little maybe a little too much. The Ghoulstars are like
Yeah.
direct and they hit you. Yeah, guys, this is a really fun album. It's a really good album. Real quick, Daddy Ghoul, tell everybody who's in the band one more time.
Well, Daddy Ghoul, that's me. I play the guitar, and then there's Ghoul, Markus Makkonen, who plays bass and does some backing vocals, and then Toni Guulio Ronkainen plays terrific drums,
Yeah, man.
and Arthur Thur, LL Ghoul A is doing lead vocals.
That gets me every time. Every time I read that, it's like, oh, that's pretty fucking good, man. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Again, the album is titled "The Dark Overlords of the Universe." It comes out on May 15th,
Yeah,
2026, on Season of Mist. I want to thank Will, my buddy Will. Will and we get together pretty frequently because he lives pretty close to me. Weirdly, so we go. I think we're going. We were at Opeth back in February down in Philadelphia, and then I think we're meeting up to see the Decibel tour, which is who's on that? Shit. Cryptopsy, Necrot, I think, on that tour. Yeah, so they're doing like I live about an hour and a half from Philadelphia and about an hour northwest, like northwest, and then about an hour from Baltimore. So I'm in Pennsylvania, but I can hit both those spots pretty easily. Like I said, I went to see Emperor, but I drove west to Pittsburgh because that was the closest place other than New York City. And New York City is such a pain in the ass to get in and out of, and crazy expensive. And so I decided to go west. But I'm very lucky. I've got a lot of spots I can see a lot of bands at. In fact, too many options. Because every time I check my bank account, it's like, fuck, man. Like, where's all my money going? Oh, that's right. You're going to like 12 shows in the next month. But we have Maryland Death Fest coming up, and I believe And Oceans is playing that this year.
I think so, yeah.
Because I think they had trouble.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, true. There's always issues. I just saw somebody. Who was it? Somebody big canceled on them. I can't remember who it is. I'm actually only going down. The last 2 years I've gone to Death Fest twice because it's literally like an hour from my house. And I had buddies flying in, and they're like, you just crash on the floor, or we got an extra cot or whatever. And that was fun, but at 58 and 59, man, by day 5, drinking every damn day, not drinking to get wasted, but just drinking to get through the day. You know what I mean? Because your legs are killing you, your fucking back's killing you. You're like, what happened? I got old. Like, what happened here, man? This is not cool at all. What's that? More gin and tonic? Sure, bring them on. Bring them on. But I just noticed at the end of the last year's one that I was like, man, I don't know if I can do that 5 days. So I'm going down to see Rotting Christ and Aranci Pazuzu and a really cool band. I don't know if you guys know of Cryptic Shift. You know them out of the UK?
Yeah. Technical thrash metal. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
technical
know them.
thrash. It's super killer, like Voivod on steroids with Dream Theater riffs
Yeah.
and shit all over the place. Just if you're a fan of wanky guitar, these guys are the shit. That sounds like Voivod, a little weird and angular. So they're playing. Got to see Solitude Eternus because they're the fucking kings of doom. And I'm gonna catch my buddies November's Doom. And I think I'm only going 2 days, man. I'm like, I'm old. I'm officially old, you know.
By the way, speaking of Maryland Death Fest and the city where I'm from and Markus is almost from, do you know a band called Demilish?
Oh, hell yeah. Love that.
Because those guys are from my town and they're good friends of mine.
Auntie's a friend?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of years ago during COVID, on eBay, I bought the I forget what it's called, you know, because all their songs are their titles of their shit other than Nesmith is like, so it's the one, it's the whole, all the demos and everything, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? It's like a double CD, and literally it took like 2 months. Now this was at the very beginning of COVID, so everything's locked down, and you just, you know, it's like you're like, oh, when I get the envelope, I got to touch it with gloves on, and then I got to let it sit outside in the sun for 4 days to kill all the germs. You know, that's the mindset that was going on early in COVID here.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I finally reached out. I'm like, hey, dude, like, what's going on? He's like, hey, sorry, this is Auntie. I've been blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, whoa, dude, you're the dude, right? You're that guy, right? So I've never spoken to him, but I hear he's a sweetheart. Really.
Yeah, he's the best. He actually, we sort of had this bowling team, so we went bowling a lot. Yeah, and we're huge fans of the Big Lebowski movie.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So we had this get together. We went to the bass players, Demilish's bass players' place, and we had like these morning robes on, and we were drinking White Russians and watching the movie, and it was such a fun night. And Antti was there, and yeah, we're bowling buddies.
Well, like, dude, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Marcus Hella, you got to hook me up with Annie, man. I want to get him to come on the show one of these days.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah,
I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, just
listen, guys. Anything you want to throw out there about like what's coming up? I mean, again, we've got the first album, the Ghoulstars, the Dark Overlords of the Universe, Season of Mist, comes out May 15th. I give it my 100% seal of approval. It's a fucking fun album. That's what it is. It's just good fun. You know, I mean, it's just one of those things where you put it on and right away you're immediately taken with 3 or 4 songs where you're like, oh man, they're in my head. I can't get those songs out of my head. And that's a mark of a really good, fun album, you know.
Well, thank you.
I think if you're into the old school way of doing things, you know, that's the album we have got is album that has got groovy drums that, you know, Tony is really groovy guy, and he listens to a lot of what the, you know, riffs are doing, and he kind of like matches up with the riffs, and you know, bass is doing other stuff than just like playing the second rhythm guitar like it usually does these days. So there are actual bass lines on the album, and then
Oh, yeah.
a lot of backing vocals, percussions. Like you used to have it in the 80s, you know. So
Well,
and in the
here's the thing.
70s also.
Here's the thing with the except.
If you like the old school way of doing albums, I think this album is for you.
I think one thing to point out is if you and Daddy, you can speak to this more. The samples that you use. First of all, do you have to get rights to pull those samples, or are they all public domain things?
I specifically search for public domain
Okay.
movies, and then I just or I had a movie in mind and then checked if it's public domain or not, because I really don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah, of course not.
with that
No,
trap.
that could cost a lot of money.
Yeah, those samples are very, very delicately put into right places, and
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time like placing them
Yeah.
in the places that they are in, because they're basically like verses on the
Yeah.
songs,
Telling
and
little bits of the story. Like, for example,
exactly.
a good example is the Lon Chaney Jr. From the Wolfman, where he's speaking to the woman. I forget what they're saying, but he's realizing this is like this is a curse. What are you doing? You're messing with something that's not cool. And so that's a fun one. Of course, we're gonna listen to Ghoul for School real quick here, but there's all kind of fun, kind of Saved by the Bell sort of stuff going on in there. That's not what you use, but I mean, it's just got that vibe. I get a really good example would be to point to something like "We're Not Gonna Take It," or the Twisted Sister. What was the other big one? I Want to Rock.
I Want to Rock. Yeah,
it's got those vibes to it. You know what I mean? Like that. There's a lot of the songs have that kind of catchy, riffy, punky, but poppy. There's a lot of poppiness to these songs, and that's cool with me, man, because I love fucking pop music. I mean, I don't. I was gonna say you guys have the biggest pop stars ever, but that's ABBA, and that's the country next to you. Sorry about that. So, who's like a big Finnish pop star?
Well,
like past or present?
But there aren't that many.
Okay.
No.
Darude had that one huge hit called Sandstorm, and Bomb Funk MCs were huge in the year 2000.
Okay.
They had that song called Freestyler. I don't know if you've heard it or not.
Yeah, I don't think that's why I was asking, because everybody knows ABBA. I mean, that it's some of the first music I ever heard was in the 70s was ABBA, because they were all over the radio here. But I don't know that anybody's kind of achieved that kind of from the Scandinavian countries. I don't think there's anybody that's become that big, right?
I think Nightwish is the biggest Finnish pop band.
Oh, they are the biggest band. Okay.
Like, for example, Ace of Base were surprisingly huge when they came
I remember them. That's right.
Swedish.
Yeah. What was the song they did? What was that big hit they had?
They had a record called Happy Nation, and it was one of the songs as well. But they had a lot of hits, but I actually have that album upstairs.
Do you really?
Yeah. And speaking of pop music and old songs, you probably know the band called Boney M, or do you?
Boney M, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's where my name comes from. Daddy Cool. They have a song called Daddy Cool, so I'm Daddy.
Yeah, Boney
Cool.
M was they were the rage for a long time back. That's UK though, right? That was a UK.
It was a German band, actually.
Oh, it was German. Okay, I thought they were UK. Interesting. Okay, real quick, give me Daddy Ghoul. Give me your 3 favorite horror movies.
Oh God!
Here we go, Markus. You're next.
That's a hard question, but I have to answer Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's a classic. I remember going to the movies in 1992 and seeing it, and after I came out of the movie theater with a few buddies of mine, we were walking to take the bus, and I was crossing the road, and I saw this like 50 Finnish mark note, like a bill, and I was like, "Fuck yeah! This is where I won my money back." It was more money than the actual ticket
Movie.
cost. So that's sort of like it's a fun anecdote about that,
Sure.
seeing that movie for the first time. But yeah, that's definitely one.
That's the Gary Oldman one, right? Gary Oldman.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. He's so good in that, man.
exactly. And The Shining, Texas
Ooh.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah.
I,
Toby.
I was just talking to Jeff about buying a or a 4K Blu-ray of Donnie Darko. I hadn't seen that movie. It's not that specifically horror, but sort of like psychological sci-fi
Right. Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But that movie has like such great sound design
Ah,
and everything by David Lynch, like Eraserhead, Twin
Yeah.
Peaks, Blue Velvet. If you consider that horror, I love that.
Unbelievable movies, man. Just
Yeah.
a string of some of the weirdest shit ever, though. Like Inland Empire. Have you seen Inland Empire?
That's the only one I have not seen.
Man, dude, you got to see it. But
Yeah.
when you see it, hit me up and tell me what the fuck it's about, because I've watched it 3 times. I still don't get it. It's like this is a mind fucker, right? Hella Ghoul. Your turn. What you got?
Well, my all-time favorite would be The Thing, because
mine too.
because of
Mine
the
too.
claustrophobic vibe, and you
The
don't
Thing?
know.
We got the Overlord dildo is out again, folks. Just saying.
Yeah, and then
The Thing is so fucking wicked, dude. That movie
yeah,
is
and like drooling monsters all over the place. But
Mhm.
the more creepy the atmosphere gets, and I think the scariest thing is that you don't show in the movie. But
Yeah, it's
your imagination starts
it's the
going
things
wild,
you can't
and
see. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm really fan of those movies that kind of like hide the evil thing until to the very end, and then you get to see it, and then you start thinking that like the whole movie, how is it gonna work out, and what is this like? And sure, it's creepy,
Yeah.
but films like that always strike me the best.
Have you
Somebody's typing Suspiria there.
Yeah.
Films by Dario Argento are masterpieces.
Yes. I mean that the thing, the story in Suspiria is kind of amp, but the actual the visual context of that movie is one of the most, it just sucks you in and you're lost in that world.
Yeah.
And it just looks so, and that one has great sound design. Obviously the goat's goblin on it. I mean, come on, man. It just does not get better than Goblin ever anywhere.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
Except for Rush. Right? Heligool. Right? Am I right?
Absolutely, I love Rush.
Yeah.
I love Rush.
You're going to see him, right? You said you're going to see him, right?
Yeah. I actually bought tickets. Rush has been in Finland so far only twice, and they're coming in 27. So I just had to get the tickets, So
where are they playing? In Helsinki or where?
Helsinki,
Okay.
yeah. So
what venue?
There's going to be like
stadium, or they play in a stadium? Or
it's I think it's an ice hall, like arena for a hockey team.
For hockey, okay,
yeah. So I hope the sound is good. I'm really hoping it is like amazing. But
did you see the video? Did you see them doing "Finding My Way"?
Yes, I did, and then it sounded promising, and it's kind of cool. They also played the first song from the first album because they're like starting over again. So it made a lot of sense in afterthought, why they chose that song. Yeah.
When I heard they did that, I was kind of like, why'd you pick that song? Because it's really high. And initially Getty was kind of pushing a little too much, I thought, like almost trying a little too hard to kind of go with those notes. And he he did okay. I mean, look, Eddie's 73 years old. He's not he's not 27 anymore. But I think when they lock in on more of the material that's a little better in his range, I mean, they played it in the same key. So they played it in E standard. They didn't fuck around and drop tune it or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got tickets for both Philadelphia shows, and I was looking at DC, and I might end up going to another show or two there. We'll see, because they say they're going to be doing 40 songs and they're going to be mixing up. Are they doing 2 nights in Helsinki or just one?
Just one.
Okay,
So
just one, okay.
I just gotta like hope for the best, and also I'm kind of hoping if they do some odd choices here and there, so because they're always the most interesting one.
Daddy Ghoul, are you much of a Rush fan, or are you out on them?
Oh, I love the Rush. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I'm writing punk rock and listening to Rush. So-
Fuck yeah, that's how it goes, man. Yeah, I've seen Rush 36 times, starting in 1980. 1980 was my first show. I go to multiple tours, every tour. I mean, my first was Permanent Waves. My mom took me. I was 15. First time I smoked weed was at a Rush show, man. Max Webster opened for him. I don't know if you know Max Webster, the Kim Mitchell. You know those guys, Canadian sort of prog sort of band.
Okay, yeah.
And they did all of 2112 with the exception of the soliloquy. But they did like all of the first side of Hemispheres. They did the whole fucking Cygnus X1 back then. So it was like, I mean, I look back, I talk to people that are Rush fans. They're like, fuck you, man. You got to see that? I'm like, I did. I was a little stoned and I probably don't remember all of it, but it was pretty freaking cool. So, yeah, man. Well, listen, guys, I wish you the best success here. I'm going to play the first song if you're cool with that real quick, and then we'll get you out of here. Does that sound good?
Yeah, cool.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for shifting your timeline a little bit. What time is it over there now? 8, 9, 8?
9 in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get you out of here because you're old men. You got to go to bed. And
Yeah. Feet are aching and
you guys
children
now are you guys, neither of you guys are in your 50s yet, right?
not yet, but not far.
Not far. Okay, yeah. Let me
Well,
just say this.
one of us, the daddy.
The daddy's close, right? Okay. Well, let me just say, about 55 was when I was like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, why does it hurt just getting up out of bed? Like, why? I mean, now I was a very active, agile soccer player in my teens and all the way up into my late 40s, actually. And now it's like just going on a 2 or 3 mile hike. I'm like, God damn, why am I so out of shape? COVID didn't help. I mean, COVID was tough on me, but all right, let's play this song. You want to stick around and we'll tie it up at the end of the song?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Here we go. Give me 1 sec here, guys. I hope this works. Hold on, man.
Yeah, you gotta press pause on the video.
Hang on a sec, I got up. I goofed up. I hit both the we had 2 of them run at the same time there. Can you guys hear that?
Stereo. Huh?
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do one thing here. If you would, on your end, well, I'll do it on my end. I'm going to mute you guys during the playback, all right?
Do you wanna have some fun now? A nocturnal rendezvous. Pipapalula, let's get schooler. To keep his ass on got the gales. Hey, sit back in my Cadillac. Can't you see there is no turning back? School for fools, and you're no tool. Nerds, jocks, and teachers, they're all left on you, yeah. Too cool for school. 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 Break every rule with the kings of the gold. Do you wanna fight like the piranha? Do you feel like giving every stew? Ooh, baby, let's get crazy. Start a fire in a knockout row. Gooly, can't you see? Sometimes you're both to mesmerize me. Your arteries blow my mind. Ligaments leave me blind.
Students of the Monster High, this is not a drill. This is the real deal. All you dirty vandals, report to the dean's office at once. We're on to you, maniacs. The Ghouls! Too cool for school. Too cool for school. Too cool for school.
That is fucking fun right there, man. That's just good fun. That is a lot of fun. I hope, guys, I hope this thing sells millions for you. And the next time you come on, you're multimillionaires and like, fuck that Gene Simmons guy, man. Yeah, he could sue us all he wants. We're dominating the world. But man, this is really fun.
Thanks. Actually, the guitar that I'm playing on the video, which is right
Iceman,
there,
right?
it's
Iceman.
actually an Ibanez Iceman Paul Stanley model.
Yes,
So-
sir. Yes, sir. I got you see my Destroyer 2 there. So I'm a big Ibanez guy too. So I got
I'm
a couple.
endorsed by Ibanez, so I play.
Oh, yeah.
Ibanez
Okay.
Yeah.
I play a lot of Ibanez bass, but for this band, I actually started playing Jackson bass guitars because they have more clangy sound.
Oh, you get more
to
about
play
it.
punk rock, you don't need that deep kind of a sound, but you want more like
Attack.
like David Ellefson used to sound.
Yeah,
kind
that
of a thing.
attack. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a Jackson you were using in the video?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because the headstock looked kind of weird. I knew you were playing Iceman, so Iceman, they're killer. That's one I gotta look into acquiring one of those days. You know how it goes, you only need just one more guitar. Just
Exactly.
one more. That's it, right?
I was just talking to the missus about the thing that I'm gonna get some tax returns. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking of getting because I really want a guitar with an Evertune. It would be so great to have in a studio environment to record
Right
with an
on.
yeah. And I gotta say a couple of things about the video. I don't know if you know, but the Cadillac that we're driving in used to be owned by Aleksi Laiho from Children of Bodom.
Okay, no, I did read that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool because it has that one line that says, "Hey, sit back in my Cadillac." So I thought to myself that do I know anybody that has a Cadillac, because Cadillac is not like
Common
a
in
family vehicle here in my
Yeah.
hometown.
Right on.
And I know one guy that has a Cadillac here, and that Cadillac used to belong to Mr. Aleksi Laiho, the
Okay,
legendary shredder.
wow.
So we're
Did you know
driving in his
Alexi? Did you guys know Alexi at all?
a little bit. Since I've been doing like rock journalism and photography, I've shot Aleksi Laiho and Children of Bodom many times, and I've
Okay.
interviewed him a bunch of times and hung out with him in a bar and stuff like that. But he wasn't like a dear friend of mine,
Right.
but definitely something that someone or legend that I
That you knew. Yeah.
that I looked up to as a guitar player. He's
That's
amazing,
it's a sad
and
thing.
especially as a songwriter, I think he's even a better songwriter than guitarist, and that's saying a lot.
Really? Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to get into Children of Bodom. It's a little too flowery for me. A little too power medley for me. I'm like, it's weird. I mean, if you look over my shoulder, you can see like that's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
Transcendence from Crimson Glory. And you can say, well, that's very power metal. It is, but it's very US power metal. The Euro power metal, man, with the exception of like one or two the early Halloween stuff, I'm like, it's too sing-songy. But that's funny. That's funny because in a weird way, the Ghoulstars are kind of sing-songy, but they're sing-songy in a punky, misfitty, catchy way, whereas the power, the Manowar type stuff and the Hammerfall stuff and not to shit on these bands, they're incredibly talented, but that doesn't work for me. It's a little too. If it sounds like you're in a beer hall and everybody's going, oh, it's like, yeah, man, I'm good, I'm out, thanks.
Well, actually, when you think of it, you mentioned being Ghoulstars being poppy. Well, like if you think of the Ramones, they are basically playing surf tunes,
You 100%,
They're very, very catchy and very, very poppy in that sense. Even the vocal melodies are almost like, well, they're almost sweet in a sense. So I think the Ramones did it right.
I told you, Marcus, that I got to see the Ramones, the original Ramones, the real deal Ramones. I got to see them in 1989, right? Not too long before Joey died. I don't remember what year he died, but he got sick after. This was for Brain Drain.
Yeah.
So they had just done Pet Cemetery, so that was big. And let's see, that would have been 89, so I'd have been like, I don't know, 20, 23, 24, something like that. And man, I never saw so many people like carted out of that place because of the mosh pit was kind of insane, But this was Joey, Johnny, Dee Dee, obviously before he overdosed and before Johnny got cancer. So kind of lucky, I feel like I kind of lucked out catching them. I only saw them one time, but they were kind of towards the end when everything started to happen. But yeah, man, like practically every fucking Ramones song is an earworm,
Yeah. I fucking love the Ramones.
You just can't, whether it's I Want to Be Sedated or Blitzkrieg Bop or Bonzo Goes to Bitburg or whatever it's called. The what's that song called?
It is Bonzo Goes to Bitburg.
That's it, yeah, Bitburg. Yeah, like every fucking song, once you put it on, you're like, I gotta listen to that again. Like I gotta repeat that because like they're so good. And I kind of feel like your album has that kind of vibe to it, man. Really, it does. It's a little heavier in
A little bit, yeah.
the metal sense, but it's not like I said, it's not. This is not death metal. It's not black metal. It's just really good, great stuff for a club, man. I mean, if you guys were coming over here, I'm gonna be there to see it. So
Yeah,
so good luck with that.
Yeah,
Good luck getting in this country.
Exactly. Actually, just today, I wrote a couple of friends of mine who live in San Francisco that sorry, I was supposed to come this summer, but I can't because of many things.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Yeah,
I know all about it, man. Know all about it. Yeah. Dudes, great meeting you, Markus Laakso.
yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to speak Finnish. I'm too American. And Mr. Markus Makkonen. Markus, are you working on? Were you working on another book? I swear you said that last time we talked.
Yeah, it there's a slight possibility to that, if I just let's just say that, things often need a sequel. So there might be stuff coming up in that sense, but it's gonna take some time still. So I wouldn't, start waiting on it right now, but it's coming. Let's put it that way.
And I wanted to pull up. Let me just do this real quick here, and then we'll get you out of here. Daddy Ghoul.
Yes.
Is this the only book that you have? No, you say you have two, right? So this is the official story of Amorphous, which is by you. But what's the other book called? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and this version is US only. There's another English version of it circling around Europe, but this one is by Decibel Books.
Right.
And it's also out in Finnish, German, and Czech. So that's pretty cool to have
For the Amorphous book. For the
yeah, the Amorphous book. And the other book is called Folk Metal Big Five.
Let me see if I can pull that up here quick. Well, it actually gave me a list. It's not giving me the. Oh, wait, there it is. Is this it? There it is. Hold on one sec. We'll throw that up real fast. And we'll add that one up. This one I've not seen before. Is that only in Finnish right now?
Right now, yeah. It has been translated, but there's some corrections or a lot of corrections that have to be still done. But yeah,
for the English version.
Book. Yeah, for the English version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually the picture in the middle with all those folk metal big five books. That's
right.
Actually from my home.
Is that you?
No, not in the cover, but that picture I took.
Oh, okay.
From my bookshelf.
Now, who's that on the cover?
It's Matthias from Turisas.
Okay. I'm not as familiar with the folk metal scene. You mentioned Moon Sorrow though, and we did my buddy and two of my buddies. We did a like a 5-hour exhaustive deep dive on Moon Sorrow where we talked about every album. Man, that fucking 5 album, I forget the title, the Finnish title. 5.
Yeah.
That album is so fucking amazing, man. It's just like, I don't like all the Moon Sorrow. Some of it gets a little too close to the power metal thing for me, the Euro power metal thing that I don't really like a lot. But man, everyone should own that album. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, the first 3 albums by Moon Sorrow are very different from the rest. The rest is much more black metal influenced from number 4 onwards.
Okay.
And I totally recommend checking out Verisäkeet, which is the 4th one.
Yeah, I did them all. We did the whole.
Yeah.
I have the I had the whole box set sitting over there. You
Oh
could,
yeah,
right
yeah.
up there. That the
Moons are awesome.
yeah.
And that book, it was the publisher that contacted me and asked if I want to write a book about Finnish folk metal,
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
I considered it, and then I actually the first person that I called was Ville from Moonsorrow, and
Yeah.
I asked him that, hey, what do you think about this idea that the publisher had that they want me to write a book about Finnish folk metal, and he was silent for like 5 seconds, and then he said, finally, and I really think you should do it personally and just go for it. So I was like,
Cool.
okay, if you're on board, then I'm gonna call the other bands and see what they think. And I wanted to like narrow it down to just 5 bands, because those bands are by far the biggest Finnish folk metal bands, and
Most influential.
most influential and most popular, and probably the best ones. There are some other really good ones out there, but I wanted to have just those 5 on the, like for example, Markus's book. It has so many bands that I just I felt like writing 5 books at the same
This-
time. But
This book cost me a fucking small fortune, Marcus. I told you when I started discovering stuff like, I mean, I knew the big ones, right? You know, the Demolish, the Sentence, stuff like that. But stuff like Necropsy and fucking, I mean, I bought that box vinyl set and per help me out. Purgatory, what's it called?
No, you mean Pertinence.
Pertinence.
Pertinence. Yeah,
Pertinence. Right. That first album, I had to hunt that thing down, and it was like $30 for the CD because you couldn't get it anywhere else. I'm not lying when I tell you this is not a joke. I'm being totally serious. Your book probably cost me about $500.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'll send you a bill. Drop me your address in the comments.
Yeah, after the Gene Simmons lawsuit, yeah, I can.
You'll see what's left over. See what's left over. Yeah. But yeah, guys, good luck on this, man. Hopefully it does really well. I think it's gonna. I think Will asked me, he's like, "What do you think of the album?" Because he kind of knows my tastes.
Yeah.
He knows kind of where I lie a lot of the time, and a lot of where I'm at is the really old school Finnish stuff and Swedish stuff, and US, of course. I mean, but funny is like I'm not a huge Florida Death guy. The bands I like are Death and Atheist. Kelly's a really good friend, and Cynic. Those are the more progressive. I'm not really a Cannibal guy. Obituary, I like the first 2, and then everything sort of sounds the same. Morbid Angel, the first couple, and then I'm kind of, But the Finnish scene just always has. There's just something dynamic about most of the bands that I'm into, and again, this book right here. Once you immerse yourself into it, get ready to get your wallet raped. Ooh, I said that word. I shouldn't have said that word. Oops, might have to edit that out. Your wallet will not be the same after you read this book. I already own all the Amorphous. I already own every Amorphous album, so I don't have to worry about that, except for the new. I think the newest one I didn't get yet, but yeah. So, guys, when this comes out, May 15th, everybody that was watching and is still watching, go check out this album. It is just fucking fun, man. It's just fun. I mean, this is and I'm not endorsing alcoholism or anything like that, but this is a great album to throw on. Like I would love to see you guys play live, because I just got to believe it's just a whole lot of fun in a club, a metal club or rock club atmosphere where you can get a little Liquid Courage going and just fucking headbang, man.
Yeah, and it's actually super fun to play these songs because Kuoleman Laakso was like sort of death doom, so it's fun to play faster stuff. And the difference is, well, you can spot the difference from the stage. When we are playing with Kuoleman Laakso, everybody's like,
yeah, Everybody,
When you're
the
playing with
headbanging's like
Finland,
this.
everybody's smiling and yeah, having a good time, and that's something new for me. And it's actually great to show different sides of our personalities. And
Sure, yeah.
this is not entertaining is not a curse word in this band. Entertaining is all right. This is about art and love of music and love of everything that we grew up listening to.
Exactly. Yeah. And it really is there. It shines. So lots and lots of fun. How long does it take you guys to put your makeup on and take it off?
It depends.
About an hour.
But
Is it
For
really?
me.
it takes more time to take it off than actually to do it.
Yeah, I did
And it's not good for the skin.
no, I know. I did a about a month and a half ago. My buddies on the heavy metallurgy channel. So anybody that doesn't know heavy metallurgy, go check it out, Marty and Alan. They do a Friday night show every Friday, and they bring on other YouTubers that do stuff. And they actually hit me up while I was at the Opeth show saying, "Hey, you want to come on next Saturday? Give us a topic." And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know." I'm like, and then I remembered they had been talking for months about doing a hair metal thing, a glam metal thing. And that was my era, man. I mean, I was in high school when all, the Twisted Sister, the Dokken, the Motley Crue, all that shit was happening. Saw all those bands back in the day. You know what I mean? I saw them in the 80s, Dokken opening for Priest on Turbo. The first time I saw Priest, fucking Twisted Sister with Dokken open for them. Jakey Lee Ozzy, Ultimate Sin with Queensryche opening. So that's my era of music. So I hit him up. I'm like, let's do the hair metal thing finally. And he's like, because they're all death metal dudes. But there was all these people in the chat saying, you guys got to do some glam metal. So I pulled out stuff like Hanoi Rocks, one of the greatest Finnish bands of all time. I didn't even think to bring them up. Fuck. Holy shit, what a killer fucking band that band is or was. And I decided I was going to go full out, man. Got a big can of hairspray, and I got quite a bit of hair, so I poofed my hair like crazy, like CC DeVille, like put on the eyeliner, put on the makeup, and these guys didn't know I was doing it. And so when I come on and I look like this, I mean, that's what they see. I'm like, hey, dudes, what's up? And they're like, what's going on? Why aren't you on video? I'm like, well, are you guys ready for this? And then I revealed, and it's like they're like, oh Christ. they're just like, oh my God, why did we agree to do this? But you're right.
Yeah.
The taking off is worse than the putting on,
Yeah.
So
I used to live in San Diego back in the late 80s. So
no kidding. Wow.
Yeah, it was when Appetite for Destruction came out and the first Skid Row album and stuff like that.
Album.
I fucking love it too. It's like
That
one
first-
of the best albums in the world.
Both Skid Row albums, the first two with Sebastian.
First two.
That second album is fucking balls heavy, man.
Yeah, it's very
Super
heavy.
heavy.
I don't like it as much. I usually like heavy stuff, but as for Skid Row, I love the first album. Second album is great, but I prefer the first album because it's so catchy.
Yeah,
But
and the vocals are insane.
They are. Yep.
But the second album has Riot Act, and then as I was punk kid, I just love that song to the death, So
I mean, get the fuck out, man! Get the fuck out! That fucking song rips, and in a darkened room, man. That song is that's like their doom metal thing. This will make you jealous. I want to say it was 90. When did Use Your Illusion come out? The
1991.
It was 91. Second row, gold circle seating, right in front for Skid Row and Guns N' Roses.
Oh wow!
And crazily, it's the only time I ever saw him. Crazily, that particular night, Axl came out on time. It was before he started all that bullshit. And I gotta say though, man, as great as Guns were, and I'm not a fan much anymore, other than the first album. And I like bits and pieces of Use Your Illusion. It really should have been one album for me. It would have been a better album that way. As good as Guns was, and they were great. I mean, at one point, Axl had like sort of a runway thing, and I was kind of second row in front of that, and he spit. Kind of uncool, but he spit on all of us, which was back then. I was probably like, yeah, because I was all fucked up and drunk. I'm like, yeah, Axl spit. Now I'd be like, dude, like lawsuit time, that kind of shit, right? But man, fucking Skid Row, they were so good, man. Only time I ever saw them was opening for GNR. I think they blew GNR off the stage, believe it or not. They were that fierce.
Yeah, an insanely great band back in the days. Yeah.
Well, we could talk concerts all day long. I could regale you with my old man stories, but I think you're probably bored of me now. So want to thank you guys so much for being here and giving me all the time. Markus, I know you got to get your kids to bed, you said. So hopefully I didn't keep you from doing that. And we will probably meet again somewhere, guys. I'm sure, right?
Hope so. Hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make it over to Finland. What's that? What's the big Finnish metal fest?
Tuska.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hate to
that's
say
mainly
it,
a metalcore.
Oh, I don't want to do metalcore. No.
Yeah.
But nowadays there's this other
is it
great
Steel
festival.
Fest? Steel Fest? Is that the what? No, not Steel.
Steel Fest is in Hyvinkää, which is quite close to Helsinki. But there's this great sort of like new festival for us old people. It's called Helsinki Metal Festival.
Us old people.
Yeah. It has
they have like a geriatric section.
Like.
They have a geriatric section for all the old guys that can
exactly.
They can complain about all their medical problems while they're
trading some pills. Do you have anything for the heart?
You got any what are they called? Norva sets or whatever. You're just trying to get through each day. You're right. That's
Like for example, this year Triptychon are playing a Celtic Frost set, and last year there was like Venom, and this year's The Covenant, which I love. And,
good man.
And very, very good bands. I recommend that. I've been to Tuska like, I don't know, 20 times at least.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, I don't know if I grew out of that festival or something, but no, there's like music for deathcore fans and stuff like that. So I don't
anything that has CORE on the end for me.
Yeah. Except for hardcore, perhaps.
Nah, I'm not hardcore. I like a couple things, I like the OGs. I do like that Cro-Mag's first album, and I do like, a little bit of the Agnostic. But like I said, I kind of weirdly missed punk because when punk was happening, I was diving deep into Rush and Yes and ELP and Genesis. All the prog stuff was my jam. So I was the guy that the punk guys hated because it was like, you're one of those fucking weirdos. Get out of here. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So it is a little harder for me to go back to that. But I like what you guys are doing from the punk aspect is great. It's and I'm thinking about going to see Pill because Pill's coming over here.
Great. Wow.
June maybe or something like that. I think so. Yeah. Well, guys, it's been hella fun, man. Mr. Makkonen, it's been great seeing you again, dude.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Cool, man.
All right, guys. Well, listen, have a great night. Okay. It's 2:36. I'm gonna go have some lunch. And tend to my father here. Getting old with your father, because I take care of him, so he's slipping pretty hard. It's hard to watch. You're just like, wow, this is what it's like, huh? So,
take care, man, with that.
Yeah,
take care with that. Yeah, take care with that. It's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It takes a lot of my time. Markus, I've got some health issues myself that I'm dealing with, so it's kind of like, it's some days I'm just like, oh, Like I need an album like this to get me kind of charged up and ready to go out and kick ass again. You know what I mean? That's what this album makes. That's what this album does. It gives you that kick ass energy of like, yeah, let's not fighting energy, just more like let's rage. You know, let's rage. That's the best thing. I mean, that's my best accolade I can give it. Is it just makes you feel charged up and stoked.
That's like the biggest compliment that a songwriter can get from this album, because that's something that I really want to do. I've been thinking a lot about the time that I'm spending on this planet, and I really wish that the stuff that I do makes some sort of a good mark.
Impact.
And I've been doing a lot of different jobs, and I think this is the most important one, making music and making people feel something. And as for this album and this band, it's possibly energizing and getting spirits up, and not down. So,
For sure. Which is not usually a hallmark of like doom metal or death metal or black metal.
Yeah.
Usually that's the opposite feeling that you're working on. So yeah, I think you accomplished it, man. Are you already working on new tunes for like the next step, or are you just focused on this?
Yeah.
Actually, we have well, while other Markus wrote basically the first album. So in the meantime, while we've been working on recording and finding a deal for this first album, I've been writing the second album in the shadows, so to speak. So when that comes out, there's going to be, hopefully there's going to be quite a lot of my tunes on that one. So
cool.
Let's see how that works out.
But yeah, duke it out in the studio, man.
It's been really inspiring for me too, to write catchy music, because I've been playing extreme metal for 30 years, and then in that you always need to be cacophonic and go insane. And if you repeat something several times, oh, that's too poppy, let's throw it away. But so writing this kind of a Ghoulstar stuff has been really like almost therapeutic in a sense to me, because I can just like think, oh my god, this chorus is actually quite a catchy, I'll keep it. So it's been that kind of a process.
Instead of like, no, that shit's too lame, man, it's too catchy, get rid of that shit. I get you, man. I totally get you.
That's the thing about this band, that when we were making these songs, that we were like, with a drummer, we were experimenting a lot. And we were just thinking of crazy drum beats, like surf beats on a punk song and stuff like that. And a big shout out to our drummer, because he's the best. And we really worked hard on the drum arrangements here in my home studio. I have an electric drum kit here, and and I just phoned him up that I have a song ready. Come and jam. So
come and bash it out.
It was one of the best purchases that I've done.
So those are electronic drums.
Electronic drums for the demo, but and for arranging. But then, of course, we recorded real drums in a real studio.
In the studio, okay, right. Yeah, that's cool, man.
But it's great to have like electronic drum kit for demoing, because it's much better than I usually just
program.
Program drums, and they suck all the time.
They do.
There's no life to them. And then when there's a real guy doing even an electronic drum kit, it
brings that human feel.
You can actually hear what the song is supposed to sound like.
Were you doing reamping? Were you using like did you do mostly like amp sim stuff, or did you do live mic cabinet, mic in a head in the cabinet when you went in to do the guitars?
Oh man, I'm getting a headache from this question, because it was it was kind of we recorded the guitars with a live amp, but then I realized later that there's some tuning issues. It's not in tune all the time.
Oh shit.
So I re-recorded all the guitars here at my home studio, and then recorded some parts for the third time, and then we reamped them
Reamped,
at
okay.
Santura Studio in Germany. So what
Oh,
you
at,
hear,
at V Santura's place. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, at
Yeah.
V Santura's place.
So
He did.
he didn't produce this though, right? He just mixed it and
No, it's
mastered it?
basically produced by me, and
Okay.
it's mixed and mastered by V Santura.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Great.
it was a headache when I realized that, oh fuck, I can't use these. I have to re-record them, and then re-record some parts because there was some other technical issues. So
Think about it
it,
this way, though. Think about it this way. 35 years ago, or even 30, well, let's say 25 years ago, you'd had to do that in a studio with 2-inch tape
yeah,
and
yeah,
splicing and cutting and all that kind of crazy shit. So the one thing that the digital world has allowed musicians to do is it does reduce some of the crazy workload. But you got to have the parts down. You got to know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That reduces it.
I recently bought an amp that the guitar player of him. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yep,
the Finnish
of course. Yeah. Vin
huge goth,
Vallejo or
goth
what is
band.
it?
I fucking love that Linde's guitar sound, and I bought an amp from him that he recorded 4 him albums with.
Oh, nice.
And it's a Laney amp, and like for example, Tony Iommi of
Yes.
Black Sabbath, who's
Yep.
probably my number one guy
Yeah.
as for guitar players and songwriters are concerned in a metal context.
He used Laney all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, he uses Laney, and I'm sure that I will be using that amp from now on. I've played it live, and it's so killer. I've been using orange amps before, and I still use them from time to time. But now, when I bought that Laney from Linde from him, that's like my favorite amp.
Game changer, huh?
Yeah, it's so good.
Do you remember back in the day? I want to say like maybe the first 4 albums. Opeth used Laney back in the day.
Okay.
That was their style. I don't remember which heads they used, but I'm pretty sure Mike went that way because of Tony Iommi. But that's interesting because Laneys aren't like generally a go-to amp for a lot of metal bands anymore.
Yes, I've been hearing that it's the poor man's Marshall.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't say that. I mean, a lot of guys do go the Marshall route or the Mesa route, or, I mean, maybe a little less like the SLOs, what's his name? SLO 1000. Who the hell is it? Hold on.
I don't know.
Hang on. It's going to drive me nuts. I don't know who this is. Soldano. Sorry, Soldano.
Okay.
The Soldano heads. They were like a big metal thing for a while, but I like the Laneys, man. I played a Laney before, and they have a real nice crispiness to them.
Yeah, they're crispy and tight. And,
yeah, it's very tight. It's very like a really
size. Yeah.
We are rather old school in that sense too, as far as the amplifiers go, because we have real big amps. Like these days, most of the bands go digital, and I think even the house mixers are getting used to that. More and more, they're more controllable and everything.
Right.
Well, like when we start howling our 80s gear on stage, like I have a Marshall JCM bass amp, so I just, if I put it on 1.5, they start complaining. Yeah, that's quite loud. It's coming quite loud on the stage. So we are very old school, even on the amplifier department. So we just
I
know the stuff we know.
Bigger than most people's cabinet. It's huge.
I use this for like jamming at home. I do, and I really love this thing. But I will tell you, there you go, Finnish pride, right?
Yes.
Amazing product. But I will say, the guys that I've seen using those live and going direct into the PA or even as a preamp, there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Yeah, when I get in front of a head in a cabinet, 100-watt head in a cabinet versus that, there's a difference. So
My biggest concern actually is how monitors are going to work live if you go fully digital. And in my experience, the monitors are never very perfect. So in that case, you always have, if you go old school, you always have the amp you can listen to on stage.
right.
But if you go full on digital and the monitoring is not perfect, I think you're screwed. So
Yep.
that's the one of the reasons I want to stay very, very old schoolish on the amp department.
I'll give you a 100%, and this is not to shit talk anybody, but back in February saw Catatonia open for Opeth. And I love Catatonia. I mean, Brave Murder Day is one of my favorite albums of all time, and everything up to what is it? Night is the New Day. I'm in on. I have not been in on anything since. I'm just not. It's just all the same. It sounds all the same to me. When they came on stage, really looked cool, looked badass. But man, the guitar sound was so thin when they would switch from, because Catatonia has that thing where they do the gothy kind of clean parts on the guitar, and then the heavy riffy part kicks in for the verse usually. I mean, that's kind of the formula, and probably why Anders split. Just guessing, I don't know, but they sounded so weak compared to Opeth. I mean, the ballsy, heavy, riffy stuff just sounded so digital and thin, and they were so reliant on a click track. Whereas Opeth comes out, and they're just fucking slaying, and the sound is. I think they use Synergy stuff, which again it's digital, but it's not digital. It's still analog too, as well. So I mean, it was just night and day difference, and that's the thing. As a guitar player, I love that quad, but I don't think I'd want to play it on stage as I'd use it as an effects processor more than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought this because I wanted to have a good guitar sound for my demos here at home.
Exactly.
I played one show with the Quad Cortex, and I had it actually hooked up into a cabinet on stage.
Okay, so it was a preamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fine, but I don't know. I stepped on like pedals that I was not supposed to be stepping on, so I had to, hey, stage guy, come on, come save me. But
that's the other thing. You get these things and you feel like you got to have a fucking aerospace engineering degree figuring shit out. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that guy. Back in the day when I had like rack mounted stuff, I was like, oh my God, this is like, I can't get my head around all this. Some nerds really get into that shit where they dive deep into it. I remember I had an Alesis, it was a G2, which was Digitech G2, GeForce. That was the effects processor, but I had no idea what I was doing with it. I had another friend of mine that was a guitar player. He's like, oh yeah, you do this and this and this. I'm like, hey man, I like that sound. Lock that one in. Okay, let's do something with a lot of chorusing and delay. Oh, I love that too. Okay, then that was it. I wouldn't touch the thing again,
I'm exactly the same. When I found a good sound, then that's it.
That's it.
Then if I need another sound, then I do another sound and just leave it and never change it.
Well, speaking of sounds, real quick, and we'll end on this. The beginning of two Ghoul for School, you have that kind of that almost like a Leslie sort of thing where it's sort of the oscillating sound.
Yeah.
What did you use for that? I'm curious.
It's a tremolo pedal with
like a time delay.
Yeah,
thing,
it's timed to the beat.
Okay.
And it's maxed out on the actual tremolo, so it's wow.
It's got the right away. I thought of two songs. I thought of Voivod's Astronomy Domine. It's got that same
Yeah.
that chirping sort of guitar sound, and then of course the king, the boss of tremolo stuff is How Soon Is Now by the Smiths. You know, great stuff. So we could talk all fucking day, and I've taken up way too much of your time, guys. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us
us.
and for this nice conversation that went all nerdy on many grounds.
It should have. That's the only way to
That's what
do
we
it.
are.
That's the
Full
only
on
way to
nerds.
do it. The great thing is, universally speaking, we live at, I don't know how far you guys are away from me. I don't know, 20,000 miles. I don't know. I don't know how far you are. Oh, very far. You're many thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
But if we all got in the same room, we'd be fucking brothers, man, because it's about the music, the horror movie shit, the goofy, weird, nerdy shit that we talk about. It's universal, and it's cool as fuck, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's still cool
That's
as
the
fuck.
sweet
It
thing.
was
Yeah.
cool as fuck when I was 8 years old, and it still is.
And that right there is the best part of all of it, because again, you're approaching your 50s, guys. I just hit 60. My mom often says this to me: when are you going to grow up? When are you going to now I was in the professional world until 5-6 years ago, so I had buzz cut. You wouldn't even recognize me. Like some of my I know I told you about this, Marcus. Like Steven Wilson's one of my good buddies, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah,
country.
yeah.
And I got to hang out with him finally after many years of we kind of lost touch. And I got to hang out with him in Philly after the show. And I walked in and he's like, "Oh my God." Like he goes, "If I walked by you on the street, I wouldn't have known that was you." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm kind of fat now. I used to be super skinny." He's like, "No, no, no, not that." He's like, "Your hair, I would not have known." Because I've had one haircut since 2018. And people just don't know me. They're like, I've run into people at shows and they're like, I'm like, "Come on, and they're like, "You look a lot like Jeff Kiefer, but are you really Jeff Kiefer?" I'm like, "You got it." So it's kind of funny. But my mom often says to me, when are you going to get your haircut? I'm like, "Mom, I had my haircut from the time I was a teenager all the way up to 55. I don't want to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do what I want to do now, So
Yeah, it's the twisted sister thing. We're not gonna take it.
we're not going to take it. Exactly. See, it all ties back to the fucking metal. So, guys, thanks so much, man. Have a great night. Okay. Appreciate your time so much. Hopefully we get some views here. I'll try to promote it the best I can. And again, very sorry I was a little late. I appreciate you guys being flexible on that.
No problem.
Always
And
gotta
all the
be.
best to your father.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. He's going to be 85 in May, and it's it's kind of weird. You sadly do kind of revert back to childhood, where you need somebody to help take care of you. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
feel bad for people that don't have that. It's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
Sometimes, go ahead.
we all go full circle in the end, So
Yeah. I mean,
in more ways than one, So
it's one of those things where sometimes I'm like, God, this is such an imposition on my life. I mean, like just going out to Pittsburgh for 2 days. I was going to go to Pittsburgh and go down to hike in West Virginia, and I forgot he had an appointment on the day after the Emperor show, or no, it was not the day after, but the day after that. So I couldn't really go. I had to change my plans to go hiking because I wouldn't. It was a 6-hour drive. I wouldn't have had time to get back to get him. He had to have his amputation site cleaned and looked at. And it's like, fuck. He can't drive anymore, so I have to do all the driving and the grocery shopping and all that stuff. But you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
So
that's how it goes.
Family comes first. Yeah.
absolutely, man. Well, listen, guys, appreciate your time so much. We got Daddy Ghoul over one of these ways. He's right here somewhere. I think he's that way. There he is. Right there he is. Daddy Ghoul. We got Hella Ghoul down here. Go check out the Ghoulstars. It's a fucking great, fun record. Give me the name again. The Overlords of the Universe.
The Dark
Dark
Overlords of the
Overlords.
Universe. Yeah.
Dark Overlords. I had the Crimson Glory guys on last week, and their album is
Amazing.
called "Chasing the Hydra," and
Okay.
it's really good. It's like the two first albums. It's got that vibe. It's fantastic. I come on, Ben and Dana, the drummer, two OGs come on. I'm like, everybody, they're here to promote Chasing the Dragon. Dana goes, dude, it's Chasing the Hydra. I'm like, I looked at it 18 times and still fucked it up. So, well, I can blame it on being old. But guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. Okay,
Thanks for
and
having us.
good luck with the album, and I'm sure we'll connect again. Marcus, I'm sure we'll definitely stay in touch. So, and Marcus, Daddy Ghoul, you have, I think I added you on Instagram for this, right? Do you do much on Instagram or not pay attention to Instagram much?
I'm on Instagram, yeah, but
Okay.
perhaps you have done that. I don't know. I haven't checked in a
I don't
while.
know if I followed you or not, but I did at you. I did whatever they call that, hashtag you or whatever, so that it
Okay.
would cross pollinate. And Mr. Mackin and I did hit you up, and I did hit up the Ghoulstars thing. So hopefully we'll get some traffic on it, and you'll sell a couple albums, some T-shirts and shit. Do you have shirts, by the way?
Yeah. These
Oh,
just came out.
look at this.
Hoodies.
I need to get one of those. Oh, hoodies. Whoa.
It's kind of hard to show, but it has the logo on here, and then we have a bunch of T-shirts, and we're gonna make some more when.
Do you have
we
the
get
album
them.
cover? Do you have the album cover one?
Yeah,
Those
that's on the
shirts
Season of
are
Mist shop.
available at Season of Mist shop.
Okay.
And there's
Okay.
another design there, an exclusive one to them, called "The Brain That Wouldn't Die," and it has this.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
it
saw
has
that one. That's cool as fuck.
brain in a jar.
That's the
running
one I want to
away.
get. I love that one.
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck. Yeah, and by the way, everything, all your links, all your social medias, all the links to purchase, and also the link for the YouTube video that we just watched is in the description. And so we're all good to go, guys. All right. Have a great night, man.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey, have a good
Night.
lunch. Have a good
Peace
lunch.
out. Peace out. I'm starving. Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, what is going on here?